Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We welcome all. Had a I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but had a real 3 weeks in the past. Mostly a good kind of busy. We have, of course, as many of you know, expanded and put a lot of our own people as partners in the ATM business, and that's predominantly what this video is going to be about. I'm going to share a few tips, things I've learned. As you know, we're up to 12 machines, 12 ATM machines that we own and operate ourselves, and kind of looking to the future here. You know, I'm not in Los Angeles or Chicago or Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm in a small area here in the Arizona-Nevada border, so I can really see, and my goals are on 24 machines. I figured with 24 machines, even with expenses, average $250 a piece, net profit, with 24 machines, that's going to leave really at least 4,000 in profit. And if you play your cards right, service 2-3 at a trip, you might be up to 5,000 because you don't have a lot of expenses in this business. There's not a lot of out of orders. We've only had a couple. The only out of orders that we've had were 100% to do with the money, the currency we put in it. You've really got to go through the money. I'm going to show you something here. As we get our currency, we buy it from different merchants that we're friendly with. It costs money to deposit money. So if you deposit, say, $1,000 or $5,000, they charge you for the bills. I'm not exactly sure what it is, so they would much rather put in $100 bills or maybe a check for $5,000, something like that. But anyways, what happens on the 20s, and that's all we run is 20s. You can run 5s if you want. You can run 50s and 100. But everything we have is 20s. That's the most common denomination of bill in the ATMs, pretty much, in our country, United States. So anyways, what seems to happen is right here at the top, right where they would fold them, it gets soft, and the 3 times we've had a bill jam error, the bill has been torn right here. So what happens is when it goes through the belts, it doesn't go through straight because it has a void, and it goes like this. So then what happens is it confuses the sensors, and rather than spit out a bunch of bills, it shuts down, and you get an email and it says bill dispenser error. Very easy to clear. You just slide the bill dispenser out, which is takes 10 seconds. It's got a thumb screw, just one. You slide it out. You see those belts on the top. I always suggest bring a flashlight in to a place with you. Seems like most of my places are bars and restaurants back in the corner. But anyways, you just pull those belts forward and the bill comes right out. So those are the 3 out of orders I've had in the last, I guess working on about 150 days. So anyways, a little bit about expansions. Seems like a lot of people like this business. They get in it, they buy 1 or 2, they buy more. 3 weeks goes by, they seem to, especially with our locating program, which, nothing is free. I pay a telemarketing lady. She makes the calls, but she has to earn a living too. So anyways, we do have some programs where we can help you with locations, and there's no profit in it for us. I'm doing this as a favor. So unfortunately, if you already own your own equipment and you are already set up with your own processing, there's not much I can do for you. Now, if you process with us and you have your own equipment, let's say you have 1 or 2 pieces you've already bought, you've had a hard time putting them out, If you want to process with us, once again, there's no fee. We can help you with the locating end. We can't always guarantee it. Not everybody lives in these huge areas. Somewhat like my area. I'm sure, and I got all of my spots by pounding the pavement. In other words, I went in all these spots, and they were, they were pretty much slam dunks. But if you live in some little town that's got, 2,500 people, and there's only one C-store and one bar, and one of them is against ATMs for whatever reason, and the other one already has one because they own it. We can't guarantee we can get a location. Now, if you do, in fact, hire us and you say, gee, we want to get one spot, and we live in, Cleveland, Ohio, well, we're going to get you a spot. And for some reason, if we cannot, the money is absolutely 100% returnable to you. It doesn't help us to grow our downline as far as people. We want to get you spots to expand our base. Our processing is through one of the largest companies. They've been around since the 60s, been in business longer than us, ironically. And there's no charge to you. It's a pretty sweet deal. Let's say you want to charge $350, $375 for the end user. This is the credit card user to draw $100 out of his bank. You get that whole $350. You can cut it up with the location however you want. Let's say you give the location 75 cents of the $350. You get $275. There's no fee. There's no monthly charge. There's no 5 or 10 cents or 25 cents a transaction on our programs. So our money comes from the bank. People say, how can you do it? It's a very small amount, and it's a numbers game, but I feel that once we have 500 people out there that are working with us, the numbers, they do crunch. They do crunch. It's a lot of time, but we also find that unless a business goes under, ATMs, once they're placed, and we always recommend contracts, all of ours are out on a 5-year contract. Once they're placed, they pretty much stay. Give them good service, keep it full like anything else, and how can you not keep it full when you get a notice on your email? If your machine is low, let's say you haven't checked your backside, your login admin area for whatever reason, your computer's down, your internet's been down, you will get a notice that says, low balance under 1,000, low balance under 500, and then if it's out of service, being as it's out of money, it will tell you. So you have no excuse to let a machine run out. None of ours have ever run out. Right now, this is pre-Memorial Day weekend of 2022 for us, as I'm doing this short video, and we will have everybody topped off. Let's just say that one of my best C-stores has $2,000 left, but I know on a normal weekend that would go through Monday. What we do, I was going to point to a cassette here, but I think they're all in my truck, is go out there with whatever your bank's going to be. Let's just say 5,000. That's kind of an average for us. And if it still has 1,800 in it, you slide in that $5,000 cassette, take the other one out, take it back to the shop, and then you just add in the admin area that you've increased the bank by 3,200 plus the 18 that's already in there. So now you have a nice round number again of 5,000. There's 5,000 in the cassette. And you're good for the weekend. So have a gentleman's club, the same type of deal. They're only busy, super busy, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So generally Thursday, if not Friday afternoon before they open, that's always our day for service for that. So I'm gonna touch on some sleepers now. Okay, we got kind of the daily business done, but I was told by one of my good customers that has been in the ATM business much longer than us, and I welcome anybody's comments, hopefully positive. If they're negative, we want to hear them too. He's been in business 10 plus years. He said, you know what type of accounts nobody goes after, and they're all slam dunks, they're easy to get, and it would have never crossed my mind. He said beauty salons and nail salons. These are predominantly a cash business. The ladies are paid in cash. The tips are in cash. And I know my significant other, whenever she goes to get her hair done or her nails done, she pays in cash and she tips them in cash. So I don't have any nail salons or beauty parlors yet. We've been busy enough with our bars and restaurants and C-stores to where we haven't really gone after any of those spots yet. But maybe in my number 13 to 24 ATMs, once we get on that second phase of our expansion, maybe we'll try some of those. Now, another super surprising location, one of my good customers in a big metropolitan area, I'm not going to name which one because I don't want to name his spot, he went in to a high-end motorsports facility. This is a distributor that sells some type of a high-end, call it whatever you want. It has to do with motorsports. Could be jet skis, could be snowmobiles, could be cars, could be ATVs, but high-end. In other words, not Frank's used, motorcycle repair service, but big dollar. So he went in there with the vending, and he said, I'm going to try an ATM in there. And we set it up for him, and I said, what's the swipe fee going to be? And he said, no, it's just all part of the vending. He said, we pay them a commission on their vending, and the ATM's just included. So, you get what we call a free account. So set this up, put the vending in there, put the ATM in there, and the first day, 12 transactions on the ATM. First day, first full day. They open, I'm sure, at 8 o'clock, and they're probably open until 6 in the evening. But 12 transactions is huge, guys. I've got some that do 3 to 6. We don't like the 3s, but it still maintains, and the ROI still, works out for a year or less. So, anyways, guys, if you've got motorsports places in your town, I do in mine because we're on the Colorado River. We've got a lot of jet ski places, off-road vehicle places with the razors and, motorcycles and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go after a couple of these because we're already doing business with a couple of them with our charity route for the St. Jude's kids. So anyways, guys, you might go after those places in your town. We don't have much of a record on this one because they only opened last week with the ATM, but 12 swipes in a day, I don't have any that do that. I've had some that do that, but it's not an average. So anyways, guys, excuse me, if you are wanting to take the plunge and get started, start with one machine. We'll get you an account set up. There's never a fee. You don't pay any application fee. 100% of our people have been approved for an account. You get a cool login. It'll list let's say your first location, and then it'll list your second one. And very easy to keep track of what's going on out there in the street. It's the same idea as, say, you're running the Nyax in your vending machines, or you're running the Cantaloupe systems, or I know there's others. So you know exactly what's going on. But anyways, guys, I'm going to put some links below. We have an ATM forum. We have an ATM group on Facebook. I'll put my direct email. And if you've watched, I think we've done maybe 5 or 6 now ATM videos. Hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions. If you've got a couple of questions and you need answers to them before you take that plunge, give me a buzz. Email me, send me your contact information. I'll be more than happy to give you a call back. But these videos hopefully keep me off the phone for hours and hours, because the first couple of weeks it just got a little bit grueling. I was going through the same spiel, time after time, but we had not given all the answers here on YouTube yet. So hopefully you'll pick up most of the answers. But questions come from smart people that maybe saw through the cracks and thought, what about this? What if this happens? I hopefully have the answer to that, but if not, I will certainly find it for you. So, guys, we appreciate everybody's support, and the ATM's been a great ride for us. We're hoping to add another 12 here in the next maybe 6 to 9 months, maybe toward the end of 2022. And we look forward to your comments as well as your questions. So for now, Doug at Doug's World Tour, I'm out.